when the fireworks would be going off. There are all these glow sticks and glow things and freaking crazy stuff. And my problem is like, I love all that shit. You know, like I want it. Like I want it. So like when you guys would be like, I want it, I gotta have it. Fuck, I got to. I'd be like, yeah. Like it was never like it wasn't like I was gonna resist. I was like, yeah, $20 for that piece of shit plastic that's gonna be broken in 2 hours.
Because he's smashing.
Because he smashed it. I go, that sounds like a fucking deal.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Miller Uncensored. It's episode 17. I always forget.
I think it's 17.
I always forget. 17.
Was 15 the hike?
14 and a half was the hike. It wasn't like a very long episode. It was like 3 or 4 minutes, I think. Anyways, today we are diving into...
Before you get started with that, though, I want to make a couple public service announcements.
Okay.
Some things that happen to me at work that bother me. So this is a good venue. So one of them is if you got young children and you're in a restaurant.
I think you already talked about this.
I know, but I need to say it again.
You're just going to say it every fucking time?
Not every time, but a lot of times. No one's listening, so I can, they're not listening to what I'm saying about this. Like, it's not getting any better. Okay, so I need to keep talking about it.
Well, I don't think your clientele's listening to the podcast.
Perhaps, but maybe, someone that's listening would pass it on to like their family member that's a parent. I'm just saying, and people that are watching our podcast could be parents or they could be future parents down the road. And this could touch them and they go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I just don't know a lot of people that get up in the morning and go, let's go to eat at Crust Brothers. And I hope there's some fucking screaming child in there that ruins our whole day. Like, I don't think that's anyone's wish. Okay? So if you have a fucking screaming kid, I realize it's not your problem. Your kid's freaking out. Kids freak the fuck out. They do. You did. I did.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's the thing. People look at you like, well, my kid's freaking out. What do you want me to do? Get the fuck up and leave the restaurant. Like, take the kid outside. Like, that's common courtesy. Okay? So, like, just do it. Like, yes, sometimes your kid, I didn't have your kid. I didn't want your kid. I don't want your kid. I have my own kids. Okay? And you know what we did? We just didn't go out to eat a lot when you guys was young. We just didn't.
You guys got a lot of takeout.
We did takeout and we hung out at home. So you guys would eat like half a chicken nugget and a French fry and then be like spazzing and freaking run off and go play. And we were like, well, they ate. I mean, cool. And you were good. You were happy. We were happy. And I promise you, the restaurant that we were going to go to, everybody there was happy or that we weren't there.
We weren't there. Yeah.
Okay. That's all. Nobody wins. You're screaming at your kid. Your kid's freaking the fuck out. The guests hate you. The manager's stuck in a bad spot because he's like, do I tell those people to shut up or I just let it go on and piss the other people off that are getting annoyed?
Yeah.
So everyone hates everybody or nobody hates anybody, which is better. Yeah. Stay at home. Get some to-go food. You have to sacrifice. Having children is a sacrifice. That's one of them. So that's that. On the same note, turn your friggin' phones down. No more watching freaking your favorite news channel at full volume in a restaurant or watching, your Instagram at full volume. It's like people come
headphones or
get headphones, AirPods. Like you're at a restaurant. The people that came to the restaurant want to listen to the restaurant's music or the restaurant's TV or the restaurant's sporting event. That's why they came to that restaurant. They could have stayed home and listened to their own shit, and that's fine. But if you're going to listen to your shit and you're freaking in the restaurant, put on some fucking earbuds. I don't understand why that's that hard. And don't have conversations with your speakerphone on.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck does that?
People do that in, like, the gym, and it's, like, kind of annoying.
It's annoying as shit. Like, why is your bullshit, do you think I'm interested in it at all? Like, I don't give a shit about what you're doing, and I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear the conversation. You shouldn't even want me to hear the conversation, but do you feel like you're cooler? Like, I'm cool. Look at me. I'm having a conversation on my freaking phone. Like, that's not cool. So how about a little social graces? That's all. That's my public service announcement. That's my soapbox.
Anything else?
No, that's it for right now. But I mean, I'll probably revisit that category again because it happens frequently and I see it over and over again. And I'm just like, I just look at people with disdain. I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, what? Don't you understand the fucking, nobody wants to hear that shit? Don't you look across the way at the table over there? They're looking at you like, hey, dickhead, I'm trying to have a conversation here. And you got Fox News on blaring at your table. Like, go the fuck home and watch your stupid Fox News. You go watch your CNN or your MSNBC. Go whatever. I don't care what you do. Just why do I have to be involved? Like, I don't need to be involved.
No, yeah, you're right.
I mean, a restaurant is not a personal space. You know, Target is not a personal space. You know what I mean? Like these things, these places are not personal spaces. You have your personal space, hopefully. Go to your personal space and do whatever the fuck you want. But this is a public space. And in a public space, I think there's certain rules that should apply. And they're not going to be laws, but they're rules that you should look at and go, you know what? I'm kind of responsible for other people's enjoyment around me. I'm kind of responsible for not being a total douchebag and just being like, it's all about me. It's all about my fucking world. And being in Scottsdale is probably even worse.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just a level of like
social graces.
You know, I mean, also in like Scottsdale, just being like, like, you know, I'm rich. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. That's what it is, and that makes me even more mad.
You know, I'm here spending money at your restaurant anyway. Like,
yeah, shut up.
Like, it's all right. Like, my kid can just do whatever the fuck he
wants.
Well,
that's the thing, too, is I look at the kid thing and I see these people, and you can always tell the people with, like, first kid. There's, like, 3 baby bags to facilitate taking care of one child. Because when you're a first parent, you're fucked up in the head. You know, and you kind of believe that, like, your kid's the only kid on the planet. Like, you invented childbirth, and that you're the first one.
3, like, what do you mean kid bags?
Like, people just bring so much shit to handle a fucking little baby. Because you want to make sure you have everything possible if something goes wrong with that kid.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You get to like kid 3 and you maybe have some wipes on you or something. And you're just like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
But at first you're a nut job. But people are like, oh, well, my kid. There's lots of kids. Like your kid is special to you, but your kid's really not special to me. Okay? He's not. He's your kid. That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't really fucking care about your kid that much.
Yeah.
You know, but I only do care about your kid when he's fucking up my world. You know, or fucking up one of my guests' world. That I have a problem with. I do. Like, take your kid away. Get your kid out. Keep your news to yourself. Keep your conversations to yourself. This is a public space. There's certain rules that need to be applied and observed in a public space. Just out of just general character and being a good person. Yeah. Like, what is your fucking problem? Quit being so myopic in your focus of, I'm the only one on this planet. I'm going to do whatever I want. It's like, that's not the case. So if you're listening, take a little responsibility, okay? Own your shit. But don't make your shit my shit. I got enough shit.
Yeah.
You got enough shit. I don't need to solve your fucking problems and mine. I don't. I can barely solve any of mine. So there it is.
Oh shit, that's fucking awesome.
So what are we talking about today? We're talking about trips.
Today we're talking about trips. We went into it a little bit last week on last week's episode.
We thought we could do like a segment on it because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, there's just there's a lot of different places, and you were like, well, nothing was happening, so you were like, do you want to like shut this off? And I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool.
All right,
and we can do that next week.
What's your favorite trip so far?
My favorite trip, what do you mean?
What was your favorite trip that we took?
Out of all the trips that we've taken? I don't know. You know, I could say just going back home is fun, but that's an easy one. Could also say the DC trip was probably like my favorite, just because there was so much like history and like stuff to look at.
Did we do DC twice?
Yeah, we did DC twice. We went once.
And then we went over the 4th of July.
Where we went to Fairfax, and you were doing stuff in Fairfax. And then we did another trip in DC where we had to go back to Fairfax for something else. But we went from Phoenix to Dallas to DC. And then
that's when we did like Dealey Plaza in Dallas, too. That was the trip I think we did over the July 4th, and we saw Trumpy's.
Trumpy's 4th.
Trumpy 4th of July.
Fact. If anyone was there, the fireworks show was so ridiculous that all of the moisture in the air captured all the smoke, and
made like
5 minutes in, it blocked all of the fireworks because there was just so much. So yeah, the DC trips for me were really cool. Also, we got to meet some cool fucking people.
We got to meet Gene Kranz.
We got to meet Gene Kranz. Okay. I'll put that photo in as well. Yep. That's a great photo.
Mission control for the Apollo missions.
For the Apollo missions. Like, that's something really cool and really random to just be there. I mean, not really to be there on the 4th. I mean, there's going to be people there, obviously, for the 4th of July. And
I thought it was interesting because I remember getting excited because we were down by the reflecting pool and they panned the thing. And I remember being like, holy shit. Like, they were introducing everybody. And we were like, I'm like, holy shit, that's Gene Kranz. Like, that's so badass.
Yeah.
Remember he had that, like, American flag shirt on.
Yeah, the sweater.
Yep. And then I just remember being like, that's sick. And then you and I talked about it. And then it's like, we went out and kind of did whatever.
You were like, do you know who that is? And I was like, I don't know. I'm fucking 12 or 13 or whatever. You were like, that's Gene Kranz. And I was like, damn, that's cool. And then you were like, let's go to the spot where like all the senators and representatives and
Old Ebbitt's Grill.
All of that.
Old Ebbitt's Grill is a block off the White House, just east of the White House. And it is. It's like I've never been in there and not seen like someone like famous. And we went in there and ran into Gene Kranz in there.
We walked up to the bar and you looked behind you and you were like, oh my God, that's Gene Kranz. You gotta get a picture.
Sick.
I was wearing my NASA shirt. It was actually really cool. Really cool thing.
And that's
that
did we go to Delaware too?
I love that. That was
went to Delaware one of those trips.
But why?
Because we needed to get that as one of our states.
I know we had it as one of our states, but why were we out there?
We wanted to go there, and we wanted to go to the beach.
Was that same trip?
Yeah. It's 4th of July.
Might have been one of those. Oh, yeah, it was 4th. It was the 4th of July.
Because it was warm.
Because the first one we went to, I have another picture where
it was
the
cold.
Reflecting pool, not that time. Yeah, the reflecting pool, that was in January.
Because you're wearing that yellow jacket.
Yeah.
Of my dad's.
Yeah, we were either February, January, maybe March.
It was cold, though.
And they had I'm not sure if it was
we did the Air and Space Museum that time.
I'm not sure if it's a Pakistani flag or man, I can't.
I remember my first trip to Washington D.C. with my parents.
I mean, I
and it was freaking sick. It's a good trip.
It's a good trip if you're interested in it. Like you really need to like immerse yourself in like the history.
Yeah, you kind of have some interest. But the thing about going to D.C. is you can also find an interest when you're there because it can be very awe-inspiring and impressive. So like when you're in D.C. and you go for the first time, it can also create that passion of like, holy shit, like this is legit. Like look where the White House is. Look where the Washington Memorial is. Like the lawn, the Lincoln Memorial. Like
it's a cross.
It's just badass. Like it gives you a better appreciation for our government because we tend to beat up our government and hate on it so frequently. And it's like I think being there makes you appreciate it a little more.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It makes you go, all right, this shit's pretty legit.
For sure. Yeah.
It's got its back. It's got its problems. It's got its issues. It's not perfect, but man, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I really appreciate like how much history we've kept around, you know, like we've remembered.
Yeah.
We've got statues of people that like did significant stuff and we know all of this. Like it's all been very well kept and very lined up and very, you know,
and added to
storybook.
You know what I mean? Because like they built the lawn and there was like some cool shit. I mean, the World War II memorial wasn't always there.
No.
Like we didn't have a memorial for World War II. You know, and then Korea, those statues in Korea, and then Vietnam got built, and then, you know, it's the MLK spot and then the FDR spot. Those weren't there initially. Those were not there. Like when I was young and we went to DC, those were not there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look at there.
Lincoln, Congress, Washington Monument, Jefferson, White House. Like those were like, that was what you did.
And like the Senate.
Yeah. And we went, you know, and then there's Arlington, the Smithsonian Air and Space, which is totally fat.
So sick. That building's really cool too.
Yeah. Everything about that's really cool. And I remember I was there one time and I was in the downstairs of Congress because there's obviously the main congressional building, but on both sides of it are offices. And there's like an underground train that can take you to your office and back to Congress both ways. And we were in there like traveling on this train and Ted Kennedy, you know, Bobby and JFK's brother, who was a senator from Massachusetts, he like got on the train with us. And we were like, holy shit, that's Ted Kennedy. We're like, hey, what's up, Mr. Kennedy? He was like, how you doing? He was just down there riding the train over to his office. Freaking sick. It's like something out of Logan's Run. It was like that.
So it's underneath
It's underneath. Like you go down.
the Capitol building?
Yes, underneath the Capitol. And it goes to the right, which there's office buildings all the way over there, and to the left. That's so the senators and the congressmen don't have to like leave the, they don't have to go outside. They can go back and forth to their office underneath the road. I mean, it's deep down. I mean,
I'm sure a lot of people don't realize that, and they're like, why aren't more people out traveling? And
yeah, but that's how you go
senators
back
are
and
out there
forth.
and
There's
stuff.
tons of people in there, tons of staffers and all that. We just got lucky.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I think I was the only one that noticed him. I mean, everyone else was just being stupid, of course.
How old are you?
8th grade.
That's pretty good, though. You noticed like a senator.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was probably one of the most notorious senators at the time. I mean, if you learn about anything in history about our country, you learn about Bobby Kennedy and JFK. And then you learn the unfortunate things about frickin' Teddy and why he could never run for president. But it was so cool seeing him.
I don't know about that. Maybe I do.
Why he could never run for president?
Yeah, why?
Well, there was some bad stuff that went down with he got in a car accident and drove his car, probably really drunk when he's young, before he was a congressman or a senator, I believe, on Nantucket, where the Kennedy compound is. And he drove his car off of the Chappaquiddick Bridge. And there was a woman that he was dating inside the car, and she died. Like he swam out and got out, but he didn't like rescue her. And he like didn't tell anybody about it for like a few hours. She was just like in the car dead down in the water. And it was a big thing. And the Kennedys kind of got it swept under the rug, because they were so powerful at the time.
Jesus.
But she died.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, so it was pretty bad.
So what
I mean, he was able to run for, he was senator of Massachusetts for 30, 40 years, but he made a run in the 80s one time at president, and immediately people started bringing that shit up, and they were like, okay, he's not going to run. We're good.
Damn.
Because they knew. It was bad. That was a bad thing, but just different times when, people, she could get swept under the rug just because you were powerful. I mean, they ran the whole place, so that was pretty bad. But DC is a great trip. If you ever get a chance to go to Washington, D.C., it will give you a better appreciation for what it is. And
yeah, DC is
it's a great
trip.
walking city. There's something at every corner. There's something cool to check out. There's statues, the museums. Like, it just has tons of history in it, obviously. And it's a really cool thing. So that was one of the trips. Obviously, I think one of my favorite trips that we took is the long 7-day road trip we did, where we went to Telluride, then we went to Denver, then we went to, then we went up at the Rapid City and the Black Hills. We did Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse. We did Wall Drug and in Mitchell, South Dakota. We did the Corn Palace.
That trip felt long.
It was long. It was long. Sweet. We had pulled the chair out of the van, man, made it the like total Rager van. And we just road trip, man. Went to Chicago, spent the night in Chicago. Remember all those freaking rats in that little park? Giant 2-foot sewer rats just running around among us. And then from Chicago down to Columbus. That I remember being an awesome trip. And then what did we get? Drop you guys off in Michigan with the car, and then I flew home. That was normally what we did in the summer. But yeah, I remember that being a great trip. It's like such a long trip that you just forget all the shit that you saw. Like all the places you went. You're like, I can't believe we started out this trip in Telluride. That was like the first day.
I think that's what made it so long.
And then
we saw so much.
It was just like endless. Oh, Field of Dreams. Corn Palace, Field of Dreams. I mean, downtown Chicago. I mean, it was an awesome trip. 7 days on the road.
And then we did it again, right?
We've done it a couple times, but that was the longest one. Most of the time, I would drive it and you guys would just fly. Like I'd drive it, and then the day that I got in, you guys would just fly in.
Were rental cars not a thing?
Well, no, the rental cars. You guys are going to be back in Michigan for 6 weeks. I'm like, you get a rental car for 6 weeks when our car is just sitting here.
Were we back in Michigan for 6 weeks?
Yep, 6, 8 weeks. You guys would spend most of the summer there. So normally we just go to Columbus, spend a week with my mom, and then I would drive you guys up to Michigan, and then I'd spend a few days up there, and then you guys would drop me off at the airport, and I'd be here working for 5-6 weeks, whatever it was, 7 weeks, and then at the end of the summer I'd fly back, pick you guys up in Michigan. We would drive down to Columbus. You guys would fly home from Columbus, and I'd drive the van back. I know, pretty much father of the year type shit.
Yeah, I don't remember much of that.
You guys were young then, but yeah. So that you guys would always have the car for the summer, but you would just fly into Columbus or Michigan or wherever we were going to pick you up and just coordinate it that way.
Why didn't you just rent a car?
Well, like I said, we're not going to rent a car for 6 weeks. It gets so pricey.
Yeah. I guess so.
When you can take 2 days and drive the car there, and then you have our car. I mean, it cost me $200 to get the car to Michigan. It would be freaking $2,000 to rent it for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. Plus, it wouldn't be your car.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
So those trips were epic. Always the trip home, the trip home always. And then tacking on Cedar Point with it. We went every year. That was awesome.
Yeah. Cedar Point's great.
Cedar Point's the shit.
Cedar Point's the shit.
I mean, if you ever get a chance to go to Cedar Point, you got to do it. It's amazing.
For sure.
So check out Cedar Point.
For sure.
And for any of you that make arguments about any other roller coaster park or amusement park or whatever, you're all full of shit. It's the greatest amusement park on the planet. Go check it out. You will not be disappointed.
Roller coaster park, maybe not amusement park.
Yeah,
Disney's pretty good.
You haven't been to Disney World.
For amusement.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Disney, though, it's cool once. Disneyland in California. Disney World's better. But Disneyland, it's cool. It's great when you guys are little. You're all into the characters and you're all into the little rides and doing the little things. But as far as, I don't know, it's really gauged at being very young. It's a very young park.
Yeah.
It's designed for little kids.
Oh, for sure. But I think amusement-wise, you're very, Cedar Point's very, let's go hit rides. Let's just go ride,
yes, it is an adult amusement park.
Let's go get the thrill.
Yeah, it is a thrill-seeking.
Disneyland gives that aspect of, it's more than just... I think that's kind of why I like Frontier Town as well and Cedar Point.
Yeah, Disney World has Disneyland. Disney World has more character.
It's got more character.
It's like a whole day of
It's an amusement park rather than a roller coaster park.
Everywhere you go in Disney, you're getting inundated with something. There's characters everywhere. There's parades. There's Main Street. There's there's 8 million places to buy a Mickey Mouse doll. I mean, it's a consumer's nightmare.
It is.
But it's awesome. So I do recommend, Disney is a definite thing you must hit.
Going into that consumerism, this is going a little bit off topic, but how did you guys, I remember being when I heard no, it was no, but how'd you guys do it so well? Because I don't feel like whenever we went to these places, you would get us the essential, Mickey Mouse ears or... a little toy or whatever.
I don't know. It's weird with you guys.
A lot of people don't, or a lot of adults can't say no to their kids when they're in that, when they're in that environment. You know what I'm saying?
Well, one of the things we would do is,
oh, I want this, and you'd be like, no, you're getting that, and
that's normally what we would do. We'd be like, hey, let's look around, and sometimes you guys, when we would go places like that, you'd already have something that you saw. And you were like, I want to get this. You were already thinking about the thing you were going to get. And then we'd be like, hey, you're getting one thing. So it's your call. You guys go pick what you want, but you're going to get one thing. So let's just look around all day. And then you guys decide what you think is really cool.
I think that's what also kind of led us to it, because it's if you had the option.
Yeah, you kind of were like, okay, well, I'm going to look around.
Yeah, I'm going to look around. And then you got to the end of the day and you were just like, I kind of just want to go home and go to bed.
Maybe that's it. We just distracted you.
But that's actually pretty good. I'm going to do that as well. You get one thing, so don't spend it all right now. Let's have a look around.
Yeah, who knows what you're going to want.
And and us as kids in a giant Disneyland every single corners of the damn store.
Endless.
It's very hard to make a decision on what you want. So I think that is kind of where it led to.
That helped too, but you also gotta understand. I mean, we did buy you guys stuff. Like I wasn't adamant about not. You know, my attitude always was like my whole thing, and it's never changed. Is okay. Are we going to Disneyland? Yes, we're going. Well, if we're going to Disneyland, then the kids are gonna get a bunch of stupid shit. And I want the kids to get a bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
but also, I feel like we didn't get that much stupid
no, I know,
shit.
but you guys always got something. My point is we would just shop with you guys and be like, well, what do you think? I'd be like, that thing's kind of shitty. You're going to get bored with that. And you'd be like, okay, yeah, you're probably right. What about this? Okay, yeah, I like that. That's really cool. You know, even when like we went to Telluride, you guys were little, but like when the fireworks would be going off, there are all these glow sticks and glow things and freaking crazy stuff. And my problem is like, I love all that shit. You know, like I want it. Like I want it. So like when you guys would be like, I want it. I gotta have it. Fuck. I got to. I'd be like, yeah. Like it was never like it wasn't like I was gonna resist. I was like, yeah, $20 for that piece of shit plastic that's gonna be broken in 2 hours.
Because he's smashing it.
Because he smashed it. I go, that sounds like a fucking deal. Let's get that shit. I'm all about fucking trinkets.
I remember we got like 2 glow swords, and
dude, those glow swords
they lasted like 2 days.
2 days. They were done by the time we left Telluride. We just threw them in the garbage. Well, fuck that, dude. Those things were badass. They were cool as shit, dude. They had all those weird glow shit in them.
Well, yeah, it's like a real sword.
Yeah, dude, that thing was sick. And I'm like, well, yeah. We're at the fireworks in Telluride. You want some shit from the vendor, dude. You know, that's the thing. Is like, yes, we did say no. There were things that we said no to. There were moments we said no, that's not happening. But like, we said yes a lot, and it wasn't just because I was a weak parent or we were weak parents. And I think there is some of that.
I think there's some of
there's
that
no doubt.
With other people,
there's not just some of that. There's a lot of it. But like, I'm kind of a when in Rome person. You know what I mean? It's like I don't go to Las Vegas trying to win money. I'd like to win money. But I go to Las Vegas with like $1,000 in my pocket or $2,000. And I'm like, I'm losing this. Like, I'm going to go get entertained. And drinking 37 free Heinekens and playing blackjack for 8 hours is fucking entertaining for me. Sitting at the table, bullshitting with the dealer, talking to the other people, getting all crushed up, listening to the freaking sounds of the casino. Like, that's one of the entertaining things of Vegas. Well, there's a price for any entertainment when you're on vacation, isn't there?
Yeah.
If you go skiing, you got to pay for a lift ticket. You know, we're going to go scuba diving. Well, it's $150 a dive. That's what you pay. We're on this vacation. You go to Telluride, you get your kids a bunch of fucked up trinkets because it's 4th of July and they can pawn that shit off, man. Make it glow and look cool and kids want it. But I'm like, I need to bring. I mean, when we would, the 3 times we were in Telluride, I brought a fistful of cash all the times we went to the fireworks because I knew they were cash only and that you guys would want some shit. That one time there wasn't anyone there selling anything. I don't know if they like got rid of it. Like they got pissed because parents were bitching. Because parents were like, if you don't have any of that shit, my kids won't freak out that they're not getting it. And I remember I was ready to buy a bunch of shit and they didn't have anything that one year. And I was like, that's fucking dumb. Where's the glow swords? You know, where's that thing you push the button and it has 3 things on it,
like
spins
spins
around? You know what I'm talking about?
I do know.
Yeah, that thing's badass. Like
that thing's really cool.
Like, you know, like if when in Rome, like if I'm going to go on vacation, I'm going to do the things that vacation is about.
Yeah.
You know, it's like people are like, oh my God, it's $120 for a fucking, you know, a Fast Pass Plus at Cedar Point. Yeah. I might only go.
Yeah, I'm only here one
once,
day.
Maybe this year. Probably more like 2 or 3 at this point. So $150 to have a full rage day.
To like have
unlimited
every ride
3
like
4 times.
Twice.
Like you like when we leave Cedar Point, there's normally more time on the clock.
Yes.
And everybody is cooked.
Yeah, because you're walking around and
your adrenaline is
your dopamine is depleted.
You're
because
toast.
You're just cooked.
Like walking from Frontierland to the front exit is like you're so tired.
You walk past the Raptor and you're just like, should we get a hot dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we go on the Raptor again? Nah,
No,
I'm good.
I'm good.
We rode that 5 times. So like, when it comes to vacations,
Someone said the Raptor sucked.
That was what we were talking to the last time. Who were we talking to?
I think it was last night. I'm talking to someone. They said it sucked. And I was like, bullshit.
Yeah, then they're like, oh, your head gets banged around. I'm like, I remember that ride being the smoothest ride ever.
Dude, that ride's tight. I don't give a shit what people think. That ride's tight. It's a good fucking
I think it was Becca.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was Becca was talking about it, wasn't she?
It was Riley's friend.
Okay, yeah, because she lived in Cleveland. Yeah, she's from Cleveland. She doesn't know shit. She's fucking clueless. The Raptor's fucking awesome.
It's a good ride. Steel Vengeance is the best ride there, though.
Dude,
Go ride that ride. That's a crazy
Maverick's
ride.
pretty good. And Millennium Force for its pure speed and like sweeping banking turns.
Sure. I like the big hill.
And then the fucking, how do you do the dragster?
The dragster is new. They changed it.
It's pretty much the same thing, though.
You
How
get
it
launched-
operates is a little
You get
different.
launched backwards first.
I know, but what I'm saying is like how it works is different, but like you still get the 420 vertical feet.
You're going to get to try that. You got to let me know how it is.
I know.
Because they launch you back first.
Yeah, they create momentum.
They launch you back, and then they launch you forward again.
Yeah, so it's not as hard on the system.
Yeah.
Because the system is what was costing them so much money.
Yeah, because they would freaking
It's like an aircraft
shoot
carrier.
you up
like-
into there with
like
the little tiles, the double tiles.
It's like an
beneath the
aircraft
track.
carrier launch pad.
They would just fucking launch you, and one of them it went so fast it launched up into the thing and hit some old lady in the face, so they had to shut it down.
Yeah. Oh, I think on that same trip we also did Merrimack Caverns. We did
Oh, dude,
we did
so much.
that fat zipline tour in Branson, Missouri. Remember that?
I mean, you could mesh both of those road trips because
Yeah.
I
Well, I think it
can't
was
even
like
tell.
coming and going. Maybe we road tripped back together. I forget.
We did.
Okay.
We road tripped back together both times.
Okay.
The
No,
times
some of the
that-
times you flew though.
No, that
one
was
time you
that
got-
was when we were younger.
Yeah, that one time you flew to like Cincinnati and John came and got you guys.
One time we went to Chicago, then Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was lame.
That was
It was when you guys were on
terrible.
standby.
It was terrible.
So that trip was sick. The Telluride trips are all freaking fat.
All the Telluride trips are fat. Telluride is just
Tellurid's
fat.
Tellurid's a fat place.
Now
to
it's
go.
even fatter. The mountain village is so tight now.
Yeah, going on that trip's always good. It's like going to Telluride's not
Yeah.
necessarily just a ski trip, but it's a trip to a great town.
No, that too. Yeah.
You just get to enjoy it. What trips do you want to do though? I know you have your Europe trip in mind.
Yeah, I want to go to Europe, and I want to just like go. Yeah, I want to see all of Europe, like all of it.
Because you want to see more of these like monuments and cool places and crazy things. I get it.
Yeah, and like just like the Romans, like
I hear ya.
the cathedrals and
It's badass.
the Colosseums.
I
and
only
stuff.
have a couple real trips that I'm like that interested in
Why
doing.
is it that you wouldn't want to go back to see the places that you've already seen?
Just because I'm like, I did it. It was cool, but like, I don't look at Europe as like a vacation. I look at Europe as an adventure. And those are two different things. Like I look at Europe as like, all right, we're going to see a bunch of cool shit. Like we got to go check out all these like major landmarks. But like, it's not that relaxing because you're constantly, one, dealing with language barriers. That's a pain in the ass. Two, navigating when you don't know the language is relatively challenging and an issue and very stressful. And some of the parts of Europe that they build up as these like really romantic places are kind of shitholes, which sucks, but it's just the way it is. So vacation
Could
wise,
you give an example of the
Paris?
shitty place? Yeah,
Paris is kind of shitty.
yeah.
And when you go to like all these landmarks, there's just people laying around, like pitching tents, like you're on the freaking street in California. It's like a squatter village. But I mean, these European countries, half of them have 20 to 30% unemployment. And they have these refugees from all over the place that are like coming there and just like squatting on the road. But they don't have laws that making that illegal. Well, I don't really want a vacation in that environment,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that shit. And I definitely don't want to have my children there that I got to worry about freaking crime and bullshit, people fucking with my kids or something. So that's just another stress level. So yeah, there's definitely some places I still want to go. I want to go to Tokyo because I want to eat street food.
That's
and
my
ramen
number.
and-
That's my number one on here.
yeah, I mean, we're
Yeah,
going.
Tokyo.
We're hitting Tokyo. Tokyo's
Tokyo.
fat.
Yeah.
Dude, like I just want to go there and just get that insane. I mean, I love New York. I love Chicago. I even enjoy LA. I just like it because downtown cities that have that type of intensity. And Tokyo is the most highly populated density on the planet.
There's Akihabara. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's like for AI and like gaming innovation. And then like Kyoto, like a temple,
Yeah, dude, I'm all about
fat
that.
Kyoto temple. And then yeah, sushi bar.
I want to hit sushi. I want to sing some karaoke. I want some ramen, and I want some street dumplings. I'm just gonna kill it.
I want to go see like the fish market and stuff like
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. Like fresh sushi that was just killed like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Yeah. So Tokyo, Europe.
My other trip that
I'd really like to. This is gonna sound crazy, but I'd really like to go see the Kremlin.
You can go check that shit out. I just don't have desire. And the food sucks.
Yeah.
I want to go places with good food.
I want to go to Germany too.
I'll go Germany. I would go back. Okay, in Europe, I would go back to Italy, Germany, Austria. Yes, I'd go like to do like a tour of like Austrian castles and shit.
Yeah,
that looks pretty sick.
That is pretty sick.
Like where the freaking Germans, the Nazis had like all their like freaking like mountain layers and shit. That shit looks sweet.
Yeah, I want to go to Italy.
But I want to do
Italy and Germany are definitely the like, number 2 spots. Number 1 spot.
I want to do like 2 weeks. 2 weeks in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, like Greek, like the Greek.
I want to go to Athens. I want to check out those ruins, like a day or two. That's it. Don't need more than that. Everyone's like, you can do it in a day. You're good. So Athens, Greece, whatever. And then I want to spend some time in the Mediterranean. I want to stay in one of those fat, all whitewashed houses that are like way up on the cliff edge, looking over like some water.
Or with like
in the Mediterranean.
The blue. I think that's in Greece.
Yeah, that's Santorini and. So that, and then I want to helicopter into the Giza Plateau for a day.
That's like 30 grand.
I don't care. I'm only doing it once. But I don't want to stay in Cairo. I have no desire to stay in Cairo. No desire.
Not even a night?
No. No.
Why?
It's like a third world country.
Yeah, but that's like what makes it like kind of cool to go there.
What did I say? Interior plumbing and air conditioning. I don't really want to go anywhere that doesn't have those things.
I think they have those things.
I'm just telling you, man.
I think you're
I don't want to stay in Cairo.
The Egyptians.
I'd rather just get on a helicopter somewhere in the Mediterranean and have them roll us right over to Giza in the morning. We hike a pyramid, we check some shit out, walk around, get back on the copter, boom, back to our fat pad in the Med for a nice Greek meal.
All right.
Of lamb chops.
It's all right. That's cool.
So really those are like my big trips.
Yeah.
The Greek Isles, Egypt to check out the ruins. That's like 2 weeks.
I'd really also like to go check out Cape Town.
South Africa seems pretty cool. But it's not something I like if you know I would like make that much of an effort to go do.
I'd also like to go see like what Nanny did.
Which one?
In
Safari?
Africa, yeah, in the safari.
Yeah, I would do safari. Like I would definitely
cool. Besides
go.
the food, I heard like she ate the same meal like for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's what really sucked.
I hear you. It's not. I don't think there's much you can do about that.
Yeah, they don't have like McDonald's and
no, but
Mash burgers.
I mean, the greatest vacation I've ever been on is the Caribbean trip with all of us. And I mean, I would do that or a similar trip to that every year. And like with our family, it would be so fun.
How much was it?
I think all in, it was like $8,000. Like everything.
So what, it would be like 15 for us 4?
Yeah, I think the boat itself to rent was like 16,000, which is probably a lot more now. But the boat was 16,000, but then you had to get there and get back. Those were expensive tickets. And just in general, it just was expensive. But if you really look at it and you go, okay, well, you're there we were there 8 days. No, 8 nights, 9 days. And one night was spent in Puerto Rico waiting to get the boat the next morning. So we flew into Puerto Rico. Then we took a puddle
Is
jumper
that San
over.
Juan?
What's that?
Is it San Juan?
I think so. And then we took a puddle jumper over to another island, which was Tortola. And Tortola is like what they talk about as Tortuga in freaking Pirates. It's a small little island. And that's where we stayed. We stayed on that island. And then we got up the next morning and took a cab down to the freaking little harbor there. And then they rolled up on a dinghy and they were like, all right, you're, the Sweeney party. We're like, fuck yeah. They're like, throw your shit in the dinghy. We all hopped in the dinghy and they cruised us out where all the boats were moored, like further out in the harbor. And they're like, all right, take your shoes off. You won't be wearing them for the next freaking 7 days. And we hopped on and Lynn was there and she had a tray full of freaking painkillers and everybody started boozing. And they're like, all right, here are your staterooms. Here's the chef. Here's the captain. Like, here's your fat shit. Like, welcome aboard. And we were like, fuck yeah.
I mean, that sounds fucking legit.
Yeah. And then they freaking untied our shit, turned the boat around, and we were freaking off to sea.
So fucking cool.
And you just stop, man, and do these. We did 2 dives a day, like 2 full scuba dives a day.
Yeah.
Like an hour-long tank dives, 2 of them. Shit, that right there is $600 for Mom and I. Just the dives a day. I mean, it's like $150 to go diving. It was included in the trip. Dude, like, it was fat. You got to fill out your, like, requisition sheet. And you're like, I want some steak, and I want some lobster, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this. I want this alcohol. I want some Coronas. I want some Rumplements. I want some citron lemonades. You got to ask for all your shit. Now, they didn't get everything you asked for, but they got a lot of it. And man, you'd wake up in the morning. Every stateroom had its own bathroom, like a shower and a toilet, and its own little manhole cover, so you could freaking open it up and freaking ocean air would just blow right into your room all night. You'd hear the fucking trade winds making the waves hit the side of the boat. It's fat.
So that's like the coolest trip you've ever
Coolest
done.
trip. Nothing's even close. And the thing about it is yeah, that's a lot of money, and I'm not saying it's not. It is. However, there's really no way to elevate that trip. Like, you are operating at like the pinnacle of wealth. You know what I mean? Like I've never, you know what I mean? Like, you go on a trip sometimes and you're like, oh fuck, look at them. You're like, look at those people. Like, they're balling out.
You were those people.
I was those people. I got to be those people for a week. There was, I couldn't have better food. I couldn't have better booze. I couldn't have, I had a servant and a chef and a captain. I want to go over there. Yeah, take my fucking yacht over there. Yeah, yes, sir, Mr. Miller. We're heading over there right now. Like, fuck yeah, we are. And I mean, there's no way to elevate that trip. And I mean, I think that is why it was so fat, because like, if you had more money, you couldn't spend it on more trip. I mean, I've been to lots of hotels and I've been like, wow, the presidential suite, like, that looks dope. I'm staying in this room, which is nice.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's a nice room and I'm at the resort. And I can swim in the same pool that guy can. But he's got like a 2,000 square foot balcony that looks over the ocean. That's baller. My room was 500 a night. His was 5,000. So like, in that moment, you could be like, I'm not living the highest level of vacation at this place.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm living large.
No, for sure.
But like, that trip was a trip that I was like, it was impossible to like have it be cooler.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Be able to like say that.
Yeah.
You were those people.
Yeah, for 7 days. And like, we would roll in, there are all these like little beach bars. So like, we'd go and like moor off, like, 100 feet off of the, off of a beach.
K or whatever.
Yeah. And they'd be like, all right, hop in the dinghy. And we'd like all hop in the dinghy and they'd take us over and just like beach the dinghy. We'd hop out and there'd be like a beach bar, music.
Did they like go up with you or did they stay at the dinghy?
Well, like the first night, it was fat. So you'd go out, wake up in the morning, breakfast is going. So like, you'd go up on top of the deck, nice little trade wind. It's like 7:30, 8 a.m. They got coffee going. Place smells awesome. And then you'd sit down and they would serve breakfast. So you just sit there and eat bullshit. And then they'd be like, okay, we're going to get ready to go dive here in about a half hour. So you have a half hour to like do whatever. So like, you know, you just hang out or freaking, you know, go for a swim or whatever. Then you'd get the dinghy. You go do an hour dive, come back, and the lunch would be like getting going.
Oh my
You'd
gosh.
sit down on the top deck, and they would be like, all right, today we've got like, you know, chicken skewers and basmati rice and blah, 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 and some fruit as an appetizer. Like fat, dude, like a chef. And he was from Scottsdale. So like he knew like all these people we knew. So, I mean, now you have lunch and they'd be like, okay, you know, get ready. Like we got like 45 minutes, but we're going to go on our afternoon dive. And then you'd hang out and they'd get back in the dinghy, go do another dive. And then you'd come back and they'd be like, all right, dinner's going to be in like 2 hours. You guys can do whatever you want. And they'd be like, do you want to water ski? Because one of their dinghies was big enough that you could like wakeboard and water ski like in a cove. That's where we were moored. And like they're that, or they'd be like, just go for a swim. And they're like, hey, here's some snorkeling equipment. There's a cool reef right over there. You can go check out if you want to swim over to it. I was out there one time swimming with freaking sea turtles. It was fucking sick. It was so sick. Everywhere you turned was just like baller fat shit. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then you'd come back on board. And the first night or two, maybe the first night, the first night, but maybe the first 2 nights, they would sleep down. They would eat down in like the little galley inside the boat, whereas we were up top. And maybe after the second dinner, during the second dinner, we were like, do you guys like want to eat up here with us? Like, this is kind of weird for us. You know, like you guys are like the help down in the galley, like eating. And the chef never ate with us. He kind of just did his own thing because he'd cook everything and then he would like clean up and do whatever. His name was Dave. He was cool though. Like he, you know, we got to know him real good. But then Lynn and her husband, they would eat with us every night after that. We were like, come on, you guys, come over here and eat. Like, and they like to party, and they're our age. And it was their boat. And so you'd come up, and then dinner would just be fat, dude. There'd just be like a couple bottles of red, couple bottles of white. You know, the sun's like setting behind one of the freaking islands, and you're just like chilling up there. Little trade wind blowing through. Gourmet cooked meal waiting for you. And then they'd be like, hey, do you want to, you guys want us to fill up the hot tub tonight? So they'd like fill the hot tub up and they get it all hot. And we'd tub till like 10 o'clock. And then, you know, do it all over, man. Next day. The only problem is you couldn't drink in the afternoon before your dive.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. So after, I think the last 2 days, we skipped the afternoon dives. We were like, can we just like not do the afternoon dive? Like do the morning dive, come back, have lunch. Because I mean, a couple of times there was a couple islands that they took us to, like Sandy Spit. And they rolled us up there and they were like, all right, well, you know, holler. The boat would be docked like 100 feet off the shore, but they would bail on us. And we would all just hang out on this island. I mean, uninhabited. You'd walk around it, like over it, like check it out and shit. Uninhabited. And then about every 2 hours, they'd roll up with the dinghy and be like, here's another 6 Coronas. Figured you guys need some more. Here, I brought you guys a little bit of food. So sick.
I want to do that trip now.
That trip's the sickest trip.
So I got to get $8,000 together?
Yeah. It doesn't even matter how much it costs because it's that sick. I mean, I would do that trip every year. Like I would totally be like, yeah, where are we going? Go to different places, you know? And it's so fat because you like travel around. We did this one place, Anegada. Anegada was this island. And, you know, there was only one time that we were sailing where you couldn't see land. Every other time when you're in the British Virgin Islands or the American Virgin Islands, like the islands are close. You know, you're like St. John, St. Thomas, you know, St. Croix, like all the islands, like you can see them. So like when you're like cruising around, you're never like, holy shit, like we're out in the ocean. But when we sailed to Anegada, there was like 2 hours where we didn't see land. That was pretty fat. And that was the day we like full sailed. Like they rose all the sails and like, it was like fucking America's Cup shit, dude. It was like, I mean, like to the point that we were kind of happy it was over because it's very not real comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just getting your ass kicked. But one time I got to drive the boat for like a good half hour. Then they made me like quit fucking around. But of course I had to push it, see how far I could get the boat
What
on
were you
its side.
doing?
I was just trying to get it on its side. You know, like cut using the wind, like tightening the wheel so much against the wind that it was capturing the most wind, and it was really getting
like,
aside.
push like that?
Yeah. And then he came back and he was like, "Hey, can you back off a little bit? Like, you're kind of fucking pushing it." I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Of course you did that shit.
Dude, I want to see what this thing can do, man. I was on like on America's Cup, man. I was like a sailor. But that trip is so fat, dude. That trip's the sickest trip ever. But I would do that trip every year for sure.
That's awesome. What about moving on? What about
Another trip I would do, and I've never really cruised like this because like that was my only time like cruising, but it's really not on a cruise ship. I would do like fly to Seattle and then like do like an Alaskan cruise.
all right?
You know what I mean? Like cruise up the coast. My mom said that was fat. Go hike a glacier. You know, go check out like the freaking bears. Do it during when like the salmon are spawning. So the bears are just like
Jumping out.
fucking, the bears are everywhere. And my mom said that where she went, they literally like brought them to this thing where they had this elevated area, and they had all this deck. It was like a giant deck, and it like went over the river and up and down. But the bears, they're 15, 20 feet below you, but like you're right there, and they can't get up. There's like no ladder up to the thing. Like they landed them on a helicopter, like on the platform. So like there's no way to even get down. You just like hang out there for a few hours and watch the bears. Then they hiked a glacier. So I would like to do that. I just think I think cruising is a great way to see a ton, but you're totally chilling while you're traveling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're set. Like you could rage. Like you could freaking go to the dance club for 3 hours and then be like, oh, now we're here. Whereas you're, on a train or in a car or whatever, it's a little different. Or even, flying. That's just more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But so I think cruising that way. I mean, John's been on a lot of cruises. He's been on a cruise through the Mediterranean and all that stuff. So I think that's a nice way to go.
Yeah, we were talking about cruises and stuff, and how that was one of the best ways to kind of see what you wanted to see. But anyways, we're gonna end it on that note. I appreciate everyone watching. Everyone have a great week, great night, and we'll see you all later. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification as well if you'd like, so you can keep up with us. We appreciate the support again. Have a good night, everyone. Peace.